AI video is all the hype right now with OpenAI's Sora 2 and Google's Veo 3.1. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can automate these AI videos and automatically post them across your social media accounts such as Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and more. So be sure to stick around for the full tutorial. And if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name is Ryan. I appreciate you being here, and I help executives and founders leverage AI to scale content, save time, and build a strong personal brand online. And if you want to know my favorite AI tools, prompts, and automation templates, be sure to get my free AI Marketing Essentials Guide. You can find the link for this in the video description or pinned comment below. And speaking of automation templates, in order to get this template that I'm going to show you in this video, you do need to get my free AI Marketing Essentials Guide or join my community. I'll leave that link in the description below as well. And once you're inside my AI Marketing Essentials Guide, scroll down to my free AI automation templates, and you should see Sora AI video automation right here. You'll notice I've included the JSON file and all the other references that I'm going to talk about in this video. Now, before I go down the rabbit hole and start walking you through this automation, I first need to be transparent and let you know that these types of automations creating AI videos can get very, very expensive at scale. If we look at the API pricing for Sora, the main Sora 2 model is 10 cents per second. Now, if we look at Sora 2 Pro, which is the more advanced AI video model, 50 cents per second. So as you can see, if we're creating 10 or 15 second videos, doing multiple videos per day, or even multiple videos per week, that can add up on the API side. And if we look at Google's Veo 3.1, which is their latest video model as of this recording, it's 40 cents per second for their Veo 3.1 standard video with audio model, and even their cheaper model, Veo 3.1 Fast, costs 15 cents per second. So regardless, these still are pretty expensive if you're building AI automations that create these types of videos at scale. Now, you might be thinking, well, Ryan, if this type of automation is so expensive to run, why are you showing us this in the first place? And that's a great question. My answer is very simple. I'm building a system here, and I'm banking on in the future that companies like OpenAI, Google, or whoever else gets in the AI video game is going to have higher quality video models, and the price will continue to come down over time. So obviously it's expensive right now. We're still in an early iteration of Sora. We're in an early iteration of Veo. And so over time, what's going to happen is we're going to have more models. Now, whether using Make.com, Zapier, N8N, etc., we're going to have more models to choose from that are cheaper. And I actually think the quality of this will go up over time as the cost goes down. And so as we get these new video models, we can keep this exact same automation in place and simply come in here and just change the video model so we're not spending 50 cents per second on Sora 2 Pro or 40 cents per second on Google Veo 3.1. So that is my thinking here, is once you have this foundation in place and the models get better and cheaper over time, we can simply just come in here and swap out the different AI video models as they're released. So now I'm going to walk through how to set up this AI video automation. And I am using Make.com in this example. That is my automation platform of choice, but you can also use Zapier, N8N, Gumloop, etc. Make.com has a great free plan to get started. I'll leave a link in the video description below. Once you sign up for a free account with Make.com, simply click Create Scenario. And if you went ahead and got my free template within my AI Marketing Essentials Guide, or maybe you join my school community, once you start a new scenario, go ahead and click Import Blueprint. We're going to get that JSON file from previous. So I'm going to click Choose File, and then I'm going to go ahead and find that JSON file on my desktop here, which is named Sora Automation. I'm going to click Save, and now we have our brand new workflow right here. So first, I'd recommend renaming your workflow in the top left to whatever you want, and then I would recommend clicking Save on bottom, as we want to frequently be saving this automation as we work on it. You'll notice the first module is an RSS app, as this is what triggers the workflow. And so if I click into this, this is watching an RSS feed, and this one in particular is watching one from TheVerge.com, which is a very reputable source when it comes to anything related to tech or AI news. And so one thing that you can do, and I will leave all these links in the video description below, is I'd recommend finding this RSS finder.app, I'd recommend visiting this website. And if there is a website in particular that you want to start tracking an RSS feed for, but you're not sure if it has a feed available, I would recommend coming to RSS Finder, copying and pasting that URL, coming in here, clicking search, and you'll see this one does have an RSS feed already. So I simply copied the URL of that AI category, and then I went ahead and pasted it inside this automation like I'm showing you right here. Now, let's say there is a source or a website that does not have an RSS feed. Well, what you can do, like let's use Cyber News, for example. They have a pretty good AI section. Let's say I want to track their AI news. So if I come into here, I double check the RSS Finder. So first we want to always do that. Click search. You'll notice here, if I click search, that there is no option for an RSS feed. By default, there is not one created. So we need to create our own. So what you can do is go to rss.app. I'll leave a link to this in the description below. Sign up for a free account. You get a limited free trial, I think, up to 10 feeds. You'll see I have 6 days left, but I think you can still use these feeds even when your free trial is over. So what you want to do is click New Feed, dump that URL in right here, click Generate, wait a little bit until it generates its own custom RSS feed. And then once that is done, simply click Save to My Feeds, and you'll see a new URL here. So what we want to do is copy this URL, come back to the automation, go ahead and paste it right here inside the RSS module, click Save. And how we know this is working is if we click Select the first RSS feed item, I now know it's pulling the recent stories off of Cyber News' AI category. So this is working correctly. And then go ahead and click Save. Now, the next module in this workflow is a video prompt generator. We need to generate a prompt in order to feed Sora in the next step. So what you want to do first is simply establish your connection with OpenAI. And in order to do this, you need to visit OpenAI's API platform, platform.openai.com. And once you set up a free account, I would recommend putting in at least $10 to $15, probably on the safe side, as we are generating AI videos. So keep in mind, it can get expensive. I would start with $10 to $15. And if you start to like your outputs and want to continue to run this, you will need to add more credits over time. So once you establish a balance here, then what you need to do is click API keys, click Create New Secret Key, give it any sort of name here, then click Create Secret Key. And then what you'll do is you'll copy that API key, come back to make.com, you'll click Add, you'll copy that API key, and then you'll click Save. Obviously, I'm not going to do that here because I'm already integrated with my OpenAI account. Once you've established your connection here, next we need to do is create a chat completion. Just leave this as is. You can change the model if you want. For this, I would recommend just maybe 4.1 mini. You can try GPT-5 mini. I've had all sorts of issues and automations using GPT-5 models. I don't know if you guys have dealt with the same. So I've left it on GPT 4.1 mini. Pretty cost-effective model. So I'm just going to leave that on there. For the role, leave it as user. And you can leave this really as is if you want. Essentially what I'm doing in this description here, this text content, is I'm saying to use the title of the article from that RSS app, and then also the summary of that article, and then I'm giving it the URL of the actual article. So I'm basically saying use the contents from this article and repurpose that into an AI short form video. I'm giving it other guidelines like portrait orientation, aspect ratio, audio, make sure it's professional, make it as close to the summary. And then I go even granular here, and I give it the anatomy of a viral short form video. You guys can change this stuff up if you want. This is just kind of a good framework if you have no idea where to get started. But you don't have to change anything here if you don't want to. So once you're satisfied with what's in here, go ahead and click Save, and then click Save again. Now, the next step here is to actually generate the video. So we're using OpenAI's official module. Once again, make sure your connection is established. So click Add Connection, and you just did that in the previous module. So this should be pretty easy. For the prompt, leave this as result. This is the result of that prompt being generated from the previous module. That's what we want there. Now, for the model, this is where things get really interesting. We only have 2 models to choose from. Sora 2, the system model, or Sora 2 Pro, which is the more expensive model. Remember, it costs 50 cents per second to generate videos with Sora 2 Pro. I would recommend starting with Sora 2 system because we first want to test this automation to make sure it works properly. And I would not recommend testing it with an expensive model. And then for seconds, I would just leave it at 8 for now. Actually, I'll just put it at 12. You can leave it at 8. Remember, we don't want to make sure we're going overboard here as we're just going to test this for the first time to make sure everything works. For size, just leave it on 720 by 1280. Make sure that this is checked yes, or this automation will not work. I spent a long time troubleshooting this, figuring out why this wouldn't work, and you have to make sure that this option for wait for the video to be generated is checked on yes. So if you're using my template, this shouldn't be a problem. Then go ahead and click save, and then we're going to click save again. So now that we've set up our video prompt generator and the actual module to generate AI videos with Sora, next we need a place to upload these video files. And you'll notice I'm using Dropbox. And the reason for this is you can try Google Drive, but I ran into all sorts of issues trying to upload video files into Google Drive. I had also issues with image files with authentication stuff, things not working properly. And so if you guys can figure out Google Drive, I would recommend that because Dropbox does have a cost associated to it. I believe it's like $10 a month, something around there, maybe less on the annual plan. But I like Dropbox for this. It makes my automations work smoother. And so once you have your Dropbox account set up, if you want to use Dropbox, make sure that you establish your connection, click add. It's very easy to do this with make.com. So once your connection is established to Dropbox, you need to make sure that you also have a folder within your Dropbox account ready to go. I created one called Automation Test. This is where all my Sora videos will be uploaded into. And so make sure you find that folder in the dropdown right here, whatever your folder is. Obviously, you're not going to be using the same Dropbox folder I am. For file, just leave this checked as is. Override existing file. Make sure that you click no there and then click save. Next is the sleep module. Now, I'm not sure if this is really necessary because, we're telling it right here to wait for the video to be generated. I like to have this just to give a little buffer time for that video to fully upload to Dropbox. So I'm giving it a 10-second delay here, nothing too crazy, but that's the reasoning for that sleep module. Now, after the sleep module, you'll notice I have another Dropbox module here with the action of creating and update a share link. And if I click into this, this is going to be very self-explanatory again if you are using Dropbox like I'm showing you in this tutorial. So all you need to do is establish your connection to your Dropbox account, make sure that map a file folder path is on right here or enabled. And for the file path, make sure that path display is showing up here. You don't need to do anything else in this module, and then click save. Now in the next module, I'm using an AI tool called Blotato, and this is honestly one of my favorite AI tools for marketing and content creation. This powers my entire social media system that auto posts across all my platforms daily. I'll leave that tutorial along with my Blotato review in the video description below. And also I'll leave a link to Blotato, of course, if you're curious to check it out. You do need this $29 a month plan in order to use the APIs for social media, but it does also come with unlimited AI writing inside the web app. You also get AI videos, AI images, and tons of other features for only $29 a month, which honestly, for what Blotato offers compared to most other AI tools out there, this is an absolute steal. And so if you decide you want to use Blotato and you sign up for an account, the next thing that you need to do is log into your dashboard, click settings on the bottom left, click accounts, and we need to integrate our social media accounts. So whether that's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever your preferred accounts are, go ahead and just simply click whatever is log in with Twitter, log in with LinkedIn, and just integrate all your accounts right here. Then what you need to do is click API, and we need to copy our API key. Once you do that, come back to our automation, click add, and you'll paste that API key right there and click save, and your Blotato connection will be established. For the URL, you want to make sure that this download URL from the previous Dropbox module is selected, and it should be like that again if you're using my template. Then go ahead and click save, and then of course, go ahead and click save again. Now, next in this workflow is a caption generator, and this will generate captions for our social media posts, whether that's Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, etc. So what you want to do here again is make sure your connection to OpenAI is established. This should be good to go. You can change models if you want. I'm just going to keep using GPT 4.1 mini. And for the text content, Clearly, obviously you guys can come in here and change whatever you want. This is just what I'm using for my captions. Make a short social media caption for this post, blah, blah, blah. Use the title of the article. So that's the article from that RSS feed, the summary, and then here's the actual URL. So basically I'm telling it, hey, here's the title, here's the article to guide relevance of the caption. Then go ahead and click save. Now, here you'll notice I have my social media accounts integrated from Blotato. So whether you want to use Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, etc., use whatever platforms are relevant to you. So I'm going to go ahead and click into Instagram here. And so the important thing to note is that you obviously need to establish your Blotato connection first. Click add, go ahead and establish your connection. For the platform, if you don't want to use Instagram, you can simply change whatever platform that you want here. For your Instagram account or whatever account it is, make sure you find the right account. I would just leave post type as blank in this scenario of Instagram. For the text, you need to have the result of that caption generator. That is what's going to generate the captions. And for media URL, that's where we're going to be pulling in our AI video from Sora. So that's going to be the media URL from that Blotato upload a media module. That's important. And again, it should be here if you're following my template. Then click save. And if you want to add other social media, accounts here, all you would do is right click this, click clone, go ahead and connect it to that router. So we would connect it to the router, and then you would simply, choose whatever social platform that you want to integrate right here. So I'm actually going to remove this. And now you'll notice I have some paths X'd out here, and that's important, right? I have my TikTok account, my YouTube Shorts account, and my Facebook account right here. But since I'm testing this, I only want to post it to my Instagram account for now. I have a much bigger following on YouTube Shorts. I have a bigger following on TikTok compared to my Instagram account. So I'd rather test it with my social media platform that has little following first to make sure that this works. That's the reason for that. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. I'm going to click auto align. And now let's go ahead and test this automation. And so like I mentioned before, one quick tip is you want to make sure that you're testing the cheaper Sora 2 model and not the expensive one, obviously. So I'm going to make sure we're on Sora 2 system. I would just, I'm going to do 12 seconds. You can do 8 seconds, whatever you want here to test it, and then go ahead and click save. Now I'm going to right click this RSS module, click choose where to start, click select the first RSS feed item. And in this instance, you can pick whatever story you want. I'm going to go ahead and do Yelp rolls out AI receptionist. So we're going to go ahead and click save. And now I'm going to click run once. And now I'm going to test this automation. And I'm going to come back after this is complete. All right, so this automation did run through successfully, and now let's actually check to see if it worked. First, I'm going to go to Dropbox and refresh the page here. Here is the video right here. So this did work. It uploaded to Dropbox correctly. Now, if we look at Instagram, I noticed the post is available right here. So then it went ahead and posted to Instagram. So let's go ahead and take a look at this and see what it looks like.
How can I help with your reservation today?
Yelp's AI answers calls for understaffed restaurants.
Great, thank you.
No, that's not bad, right? In terms of realism, I mean, that looked extremely realistic. But again, remember, this is the default Sora 2 model. It's not the Pro version. And think about the higher quality models that are going to come out more over time. Lastly, I'm going to check my OpenAI API platform, refresh the page. And of course, I do notice that it did take some credits off of that balance. So again, just remember, keep in mind, this does get very expensive at scale. And for some reason, let's say if you want to use Veo 3.1 instead of Sora 2, well, instead of this module right here, all you would do is add a new module, click Google, let's see, Gemini, Google Gemini AI, create a video, and then connect to your account here. And then you should scroll down under model and see Veo 3.1 and Veo 3.1 fast. So if you want to use Google Gemini and Google Veo, that is the module that you would use there instead of OpenAI's Sora 2. So again, I just want to reiterate this at the end. If you're going to do this at scale, it does get expensive, but the main purpose here is that as these AI video models from OpenAI or Google or whoever continue to improve and get cheaper over time via API, I now have the foundation or system in place where I can literally just come in here, change the AI video model, maybe update some prompts and this and that along the way. But this system will be very beneficial as time goes on. So maybe not so much right now, but I know in the future this is going to be extremely valuable if you want to automate AI videos across your social media platforms. So if you've made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate you. And if you found this tutorial valuable, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, also drop me a comment below. I really enjoy reading through your guys' comments. But most importantly, I hope you all have a great day.